Hey, what's going on with that, Gray? Welcome back, man. How are ya? Started my detailing business at 2023. And haven't looked back. Hi, should I do PDR before application of a ceramic coating? I would, yeah. And we do that in our shop just because you might end up after the dents are removed. Sometimes you might have to do a little bit of light polishing afterwards, so it's better to get the PDR removed and taken care of first before applying a ceramic coating. I mean, you can do it after the ceramic coating, but you're going to need to polish it and maybe recoat it afterwards. So it'd be better to do just get the dents out and then coat it. Are there any good detailing kits you can buy that you recommend, or certain products that are easy? Oh yeah, man, we have. If you click the link in the bio, we have a detailing kit. It's called. We have an exterior performance kit, an interior maintenance kit. It's basically all the vehicle. And then we have a car care kit, which is both the interior and the exterior. So you get like a lower pricing for all those products. So yeah, no, it's a popular kit too. Do I apply SAO sealant when the car is wet after rinse, or when it... Oh, SiO2 sealant, gotcha. After the car is dry. Also, how long before I should start worrying about coating hardening on applicator? It depends on the coating you're using. There's, and I talk about this, there's so many different levels of ceramic coating, so many different chemical mixtures, polymer chains, ceramic coatings. Some are SiO2. Well, most are SiO2, or Duraslic's not SiO2. It's different technology. But it really depends. Because you have high solid solvents, you have fast acting solvents. So many companies that are selling their coating to other companies and renaming it, to be their coating. And that's how I was talking about Duraslic. We work with the chemists that have made this stuff, and we're not private labeling it to anybody. So, that's a big. Oh, I love seeing that question, Gray, because our chemists have been doing a lot of testing on this because we wanted to look. We were like, okay, so what's really this graphene thing about? And I was gonna make a post about it because there is one of the coating companies have a article about it, talking about the technology of it, and they talk about how their scientists, or their smart scientists they work with have put it into the coating. Well, it doesn't matter. It's what these scientists about the atom and all that is not working inside a ceramic coating. That is not. It is right now just being added to stuff for marketing hype. There is no added benefit that we've seen for longevity of the coating from graphenes. There's different graphenes, blends, and so far it is just what it is. It's just marketing hype, and a lot of people are buying into it. Here, add graphene to our sealant. You know why? Because one person's doing it, so the others are like, oh, let's follow suit. And we're like, nah. We're going to test it first before we apply it to anything, and it's bunk. It is straight marketing hype, and people are buying into it big time. Discovered in 2004 by Swedish scientists, the wonder material won a Nobel Prize for being 100 times stronger than steel while being 1 atom thick. Super smart chemists found a way to incorporate this technology into a coating that can be applied right under your vehicle. Yeah, no, they haven't. They've taken graphene amount, and it does not work in a ceramic coating the way they talk about. Yes, the science of it behind it does that, but in a coating, no. People are like, well, it's more slick. No, it's not. That's not what gets more slick. It's called siloxane. That's what makes a coating more slick in the material. Had nothing to do with graphene. It is so ridiculously overhyped right now, and everyone's putting it into everything because everybody's buying it, and it's the new hype thing. Well, guys, when you work with a chemist that actually are doing data testing on it, and we're trying to find like a benefit of it, and we cannot find a benefit of it, then so far that's where we're at. We're not going to be adding it to it. We haven't seen any benefit adding it to our coatings. Yep, that very wording, right there, make it sound like that technology is in the coating. No, they've put the product of it into the coating, but they have not. It does not do the same thing in the coating. But yeah, no, the data testing is being done on it, and we're continuing to see if we can find any additional benefit from graphene. But so far, it's marketing hype. I like when that question comes up because a lot of people ask about it because they're curious about it, and it can people ask, "What's your opinion?" Well, I'm not going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you the facts. 99.9%, 99.99999% of other detailers can only give you their opinion based on what they've seen and what they know, which is not a whole lot other than their own use, and be like, graphene, because the coating company said, graphene, makes it more slick. It's not the graphene that makes it more slick. Like I just said, it's siloxane. It has to do with the type of solvents that are in there. It's just, it's okay. I've beat up that one enough, but we've tried different kinds of graphenes as well because there are different kinds of graphenes. So that's where it's at right now. And so far, I mean, they're doing all kinds of stuff right now to try to see if we can get something out of graphene. Because if we can, if there is some kind of benefit of graphene, hey, we'll talk about it. We'll add it to Duraslic, and it'll be there. But it just isn't there. It just is not there. Are you coming out with a leather cleaner anytime soon? Yeah, the leather cleaner is we're still having the antimicrobial testing done on it. It's a leather cleaner conditioner, but we're also want to be antimicrobial, so it's actually being tested. It's been being lab tested for the past 2 months, so it's getting some rigorous testing done. But it'll be nice to say, like, hey, if this all goes as we're thinking, to have an antimicrobial leather cleaner and conditioner. Tire coat. The tire coat is pretty much done. I want to make a couple more. I'm doing a little bit more testing. I tested with 2 layers on the wheel. Excuse me, on the tire. And I'm just about done with that. So I'm doing the testing myself as far as much as I can. We're not lab testing this one, but I'm testing for durability, and it's been raining and misting for the past 2 weeks. So I'm gonna take it in, probably get it pressure washed off here, and see how the hydrophobicity is on it, and then after that, we should be good to go. All right, I didn't get back to essay, so I'll catch you later. Thanks for answering your question. Awesome, man. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Do you give a certification when take? Yes. Yep. Yeah, Ben. He's been busy. He's actually doing one of his. He's on here. He hasn't been here a little bit, but he's been busy to shop. But he just did. He took the certification the very beginning of November, and certification, showing that you were certified in paint correction, advanced paint correction, and coatings for Duraslic. We get a certification for that, and the training, absolutely. You can put that up proudly in your shop or in your van. So people, you show that you're certified and trained in it. You'll learn so much, and not only that, you'll be able to, you can, call me or Ryan and ask questions, about it. So when I first got certified in paint correction, a little over 4 years ago, I applied it, but I immediately went to a junkyard and I started practicing on panels, different colors, tape stuff off, tried different things, and started going, man. It'll give you all the bases that you need to work with on how to do paint correction. That's really what it's about. It's getting the basis of learning, the basic stuff of it, and then you just expand out from there. Like PPF, paint, installing PPF, same way. Window tint, same way. You get the basics of it, and then you can apply that. And you just have to kind of learn the different techniques within it, but that will give you enough. Yeah, that'll give you enough to learn paint correction for sure. When you're doing a paint correction, when am I going to do a live paint correction again? But from seeing and hearing, I feel like I know the basic. I just wouldn't be comfortable doing a car on my own without a guy. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, it'll be on hands. Ryan is great at training. He's trained guy. I have not heard a guy yet that went through the course and they were not able to start doing paint correction and coatings. We give you everything in there to be able to start, not only to start be able to do paint correction and coatings, but it's a very simple process, really. It's just dialing it in, getting down to the basics. You can learn stuff on YouTube, yeah, a little bit, but on hand is a different world. You know, using the machine, knowing how the feel of it, all that kind of stuff, and that's why we do the training, because and you will. I'm totally confident that you'll be able to start doing paint correction after the course, because I have not had a guy yet that's not able to do paint correction after the course. Sure, you'll be a little nervous, but that's the point of it. That's the on hands, is so to break that, to have confidence. That's all nerves come from, is just the confidence, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess something up. And when you see the process of how it's done, and you're doing it a whole day, you know, different paint, different stuff, angles and all that, you'll get it down, man. You'll get it down. I mean, I've done paint correction before this. I did paint correction probably 3 or 4 years before I got into coating, so I already knew a huge, like, amount of it done. I think it just, getting certified just got me a little bit more, because I already know, so it helped on that. It just helped refine some things, you know, to do. But if you've never done it, or you're just kind of dabbling in it, it'll give you a good headway. Does the booster leave high spots? No, it doesn't. High spot explanation, please. High spot is, so you have what you call HSS, high solid solvents. These are coatings that they do not have they have a slower solvency. There's more solids in them, so it takes longer to flash and bond to the paint. So what will happen is you will put the initial layer of it on, and since it doesn't all bond, you have to level it and take off the additional coating off there, and then you wipe it and buff it. If you don't do that, you have coating that is now solidified on there, and it's called a high spot. Kind of has a rainbow look to it. It's basically a higher spot, but the coating's built up on the paint, and you may have to do a polish or a compound depending on how bad the high spot is. But generally a light polish will get that out. Now, Duraslic is an FAS, a fast-acting solvent, meaning it goes on there and it bonds and it wipes off because it's already bonded on there, so you're not having to pull off. You know, the solvent's already evaporated on there, so you don't have to pull it off, and all you're pulling off is the remaining little bit of a little bit of product on there, and you're done. That's why a 30 ml bottle of Duraslic goes a lot further than an HSS coating, because when you're an HSS, you're wiping off a lot more coating that's just being wasted, you know, as part of the process. Where Duraslic, being an FAS, you're not wasting the coating. What about Speed Coat? Speed Coat bonds more. So it bonds heavy, so you need to wipe it off quickly because it cures quickly.